Hey there, this is Holly with National Fastpitch Academy, and I'm going to break down Jessie Harper's swing at this game. But first of all, a little bit about the game. It's the USA 2020 Olympic team traveling around playing some college programs to get ready for the 2020 Olympics. Of course, that's been sadly postponed because of the coronavirus pandemic. This particular game, as you can see, USA beat Arizona, which is the number 5 team in the country at that time. As I said, I think March of 2020 was when this game was played. Arizona, number 5 team in the country, one of the top programs year in and year out in the country, and certainly one of the top offensive programs as well. So let's go ahead and go and to talk a little bit about um, Jessie at this point. And again, before we go there, she's facing Kat Osterman. So let me give you a breakdown of Kat if you don't know a lot about her. She played at Cypress Springs High School. Some crazy numbers, 507 innings pitched. And in those 507 innings, she struck out more than twice the number of hitters, 1,158 strikeouts her senior year. She pitched 184 innings, had 0 earned runs, had 451 strikeouts with a 0 ERA. Pretty crazy numbers. She went on to play at Texas 2002 through 2006. 4 years, she had 136 wins, 25 losses, 1,105 innings with 2,265 strikeouts with an ERA of .050. She's been part of the USA national team since 2001, off and on through the year. She's 63-4 with the USA national team, 446 innings with 878 strikeouts with a 0.39 ERA with them. So she continues to dominate. I think in a lot of experts, a lot of surveys, a lot of things you may read, puts her probably in the top 5 players of all time, maybe. And she is currently one of the top players in the country now. She's been doing this a while. At one time, she was about a 70-mile-an-hour pitcher, I believe. Now she's down 62. I think in this game I saw she was throwing about 65 maybe. So she still throws the ball well, not as hard as she once did, but she's still dominating. Her current numbers for this particular team, she's got 20 innings with 46 strikeouts and an ERA of .069. So this is a great test for Jessie. And let's talk about Jessie real quick. So Jessie Harper is a 2020 senior at Arizona. And I say that because I don't know what she's going to do with her senior year. Going to be able, she can go back and play again. So I don't know what they're going to do, of course, with the numbers. But going in to the season, she's had 66 total home runs and led the country in hitting home runs, led the country in home runs in 2019 with 29 home runs. And she had 70 RBIs, hitting .333. So she's not just a home run hitter. She had quite a bit of, she had really a lot of success as a hitter. And my goal is to try to break down maybe the top 5, if I can get a hold of them, the top 5 hitters in 2019. And Jessie was the top home run hitter in 2019. So let's get started. Break this down. First, talk about the stance. First thing I'm going to look at, 2 things in the stance. Actually, I guess 3 things. One is an athletic position. Want to see athletic position. Other things as far as where she is in the box and stuff, we're not going to talk about too much here. I do look at that, but it's at this point we're not going to look at too much. But I want to get an athletic position. I want to see where the feet are width-wise and stuff. It looks like she's open pretty good. I like open stances personally, but not too much. The biggest thing I do want to talk about that I notice here is I'm going to try to get where hands are about right here in that path right here. So get a pretty good idea. I call these high hands in her stance. Now I'm going to say that hand height isn't a big deal as long as you can get into your launch position. And I'll do a video on that very, very soon. And you can get all this information, other videos that I'm putting together on my virtual academy at National Fastpitch Academy. So, and there's a directory database there that'll give you other videos and other blogs and things that I've produced. But so a hitter stance doesn't really matter necessarily as long as they can get to launch position. The launch position is the post load position. So we have stance, then we have the load, which is a movement to get to our launch position. If we don't do that very well, if we get there late, we don't get into a quality launch position, it makes it very, very difficult. Jessie gets into a great launch position here. So the purpose of this angle, and then we'll go to the side angle. I'm going to show you what she does with her hands so you get an idea. You say, well, she's got high hands, she succeeds, but she loads with her hands downward. So you can get, the first thing is pretty much right there's pretty much in her launch position. This is, or in other words, her ready position. So that's kind of like the middle of her hands right there, I guess. And we can kind of get a pretty good feel. So you see the distance that she went from high hands to in that ready position. We have to get to that position. We can't keep the hands up that high and be a good hitter. It's very, very rare to be able to do that. And so, and I see a lot of my young hitters kind of have high hands and they have a hard time getting there. You can see she's got a little bit more bend. She kind of gets in a better athletic position, which is good in that ready. Now, it looks like Kat has not released the ball. So the other thing you can see is we have to start getting loaded. And where our load has to start somewhat early. We can't wait too long. If we wait too long, we're going to get beat, and that's what's going to cause us to get beat. So you can see here as she's getting ready, she's not thrown the ball yet, and she's starting to get ready. Right there's a release. Boom. Ball is on its way. You want to be loaded about halfway. You want to be in that ready position at least halfway, not too late. Depends on how fast the pitch is. And she gets loaded pretty good. We'll see from the side view. Now, this particular pitch here, you can see one of the things on here, she hits this ball to left field. It's kind of a fly ball home run. She hits the ball well. But one of the things I want to note here is you can see kind of she's flying open there just a little bit. That front hip is kind of flying out. Now, I don't know if she does that very often. We're going to look at the other swings. I don't think she did it too much in the other swing. It could be that she sees the ball is going to be a little inside, possibly. She may have been gearing up to hit, trying to pull a little bit, possibly. I don't know. The second home run she hits is to right field, so she's not a dead pull hitter for sure. So I'm not sure exactly here. I'd have to see more videos, but she is flying open a little bit. The thing is that she stays through the ball so well. Despite the hips kind of open, her hands and her bat path stays through. And through the ball, again, we'll talk about that at some point, but it's super important for hitters to learn how to stay through the ball. And that is going to be horizontally through it and vertically through it, up in a cross path there. Is if you get outside the ball too much, you get rolling over and that type of thing. You get under it or on top of it too much, you don't get through it or anything. So she stays through it really, really well. In fact, she's out in front. And a good sign with the hitters when they can stay through the ball, even when they're out in front and they don't roll over. Again, that's for another day. So the other thing you're going to see here is she doesn't hit a line drive home run, but she hits a home run. She's pretty good. And you can see she kind of gets a little outside, her hands extend a little early, but she's clearly got some pretty good power. And you can see the path of the ball. So from here, it's great to see. What we're going to look at here is the path of the ball. I'll draw the path of the ball right here. So this is where we talk about backspin. So path of the ball is pretty much this way, right? All right, so it's going up. It's we talk about attack angle and launch angle. The launch angle is high, so I'd say it's at least 30 degrees launch angle. The problem is that people believe they have to have the same attack angle, which is the bat path, as launch angle. Now we can see clearly that that she gets a pretty high launch angle. But see what her bat, look at her bat, not the ball, look at her bat right here. Her bat continues to go forward. So her attack angle stays in the range between, I think you want to be, I believe with a hitter like that, you probably want to be 10-ish to 8 to 12 maybe. Maybe 12 might be a little bit too much. That's an angle of attack. 0 is level. 5 would be slight degree angle with an uppercut. So it looks like she's not too much, maybe around 5. She's in the single digits. If you get beyond 10 or get beyond 15 or 20 for sure, that's a serious uppercut. And then you're going to have some serious issues here. She's not doing that. So her attack angle is, let's say 5, and her launch angle is, let's say 30. And she gets the launch angle from making good attack angle contact with mostly just slightly under the ball a little bit, you can see. Again, that's another topic I don't want to talk about too much here. Just want to break down her swing a little bit here. So that's a really important part of her swing. Okay, so that she hits this ball. Let's see if we can go. All right, so we're going to go from the side angle. All right, and this is exactly the same pitch. You can see the hands are kind of getting high. I think she's starting to get loaded. This is the load. Hands are dropping and going back. You can see they have to go down. They have to go down. And these hands are kind of going down and getting back. They have to get back. All right, so you get that kind of power slot with those hands are right around the shoulder height at that point. A lot of young hitters do not get here. This is super important. And if I can emphasize anything, this is where she gets in this really good slot with her hands. Okay, now she's got some serious weight transfer. We know her hips are kind of coming out. Look how wide her feet are, which is a power. It does help some power as long as you got some really good strength in the lower half. We'll talk about that again. Another thing we'll talk about at some point. I'm not going to talk about weight transfer on here, but it looks outstanding. We know she kind of flew open here a little bit. All right, we got, again, this is that path of the ball. This gives you a pretty good idea here. So that would be, right here, would be the launch angle. I don't know how to use this part. Let's see. All right, that works pretty good. It's 38 degrees, so it's a pretty good launch angle. If that's 38. So again, an idea with that, you can see that she stays through the ball. She doesn't have that launch angle with the bat. Her attack angle stays pretty level at that point, and then she gets the backspin. See how she stays through it, and she doesn't roll over, and she's starting to roll over now, so she stays through it really good. Outstanding. So I want to get to her next swing, which is here. So actually, that's not our next swing. This is it right here. This is against pitcher Ali Carda. Ali is out of UCLA. Real quick, her UCLA pitching numbers was 2012, 2015. She had 100 wins with 28 losses, 787 innings with 825 strikeouts. Still an outstanding pitcher. And she stays on it pretty good. Going to look at that front side if we can break that down. She doesn't fly open as much. She stays on it. And right there, she gets really good contact, stays through it, gets the backspin, and goes to right field. So we're going to show you this. So outstanding hitter. A lot of things we can talk about at some point. We'll continue to go over these things. But check out the website, National Fastpitch Academy, and appreciate you watching. Have a great day.